Good morning. Had a good night's sleep last night up here on the hill. It's loud with cicadas right now, but they quieted off as soon as the sun went down yesterday. They were quiet all night, and then the sun coming up, and the cicadas are going again. But we get to sleep in a hotel tonight and finally get cleaned up. I think 3 days of just in this hot heat, humidity, and camping in a tent is a bit much. I need to be like in a tent and then a hotel like every other night so I can get cleaned up at least in between. It's just too hot and humid and sweaty. But we'll kick it off here for the day and see what adventures we get up to. We're just about halfway across the width of Honshu, getting over to Sendai. Today's going to be more crossing through a valley, I think, as opposed to little mountain passes. Cutting through the farm fields. Lots of farmland in this wide open valley. Coming up on a 7-Eleven. Time to stop in, take a break, load up on some snacks. It's always nice when they have the eat-in counter there. Just sit and chill for a little bit. Unfortunately, it was kind of facing right where the sun was coming up, so there was just a little bit in a corner where I could tuck away in some shade before the sun hit you. But anyway, we're good to go, ready to rock. Looks like there's another 7-Eleven next to a big sports park area in about 8 kilometers, so I'm going to push on till that. We'll hit the 7-Eleven, load up on some more snacks, and have an early lunch in a park. Well, we lost the sidewalk. I was just thinking about the Japanese beetles. I think we're coming into prime beetle season. I think today is July the 10th. I think around now is when all of last year's beetle larva that was laid is all hatching and emerging from the ground. I think they only live for a couple of months maybe. They're kind of a summer, late summer type of insect. You got the big stag beetles and the rhinoceros beetles, which I think are called kobutomushi. Really cool looking ones. I haven't seen any kids around in the parks and stuff with the big bug nets catching beetles, but that's been a pastime for kids for thousands of years, I'm sure. I know they hang out in the trees, similar to the cicadas, so I need to keep my eyes out now. I'm on a quest to get some big beetles on footage. We're going to be taking this left to merge onto Route 399. This is the little town of Nanyo. We're up to our next stop already. We'll drop into a 7-Eleven here, get some snacks. Those last 8 kilometers went real fast. I think it's only a little after 9:30 or so. I'm not even hungry yet, but we'll grab some food here, and then a little bit further around the corner is the sports park. We'll hang out for a while. We made it to the park. These are all the lotus blossoming. Cool. I'm sure I'll be able to find a little shady spot here somewhere to chill at. I guess it's time to get moving. I hung out in the park for over an hour. That was a great little break. And it is definitely hot outside. But there's a nice little breeze, cooling things off just a little, but extreme sun intensity heat. Why are there no cicadas in this mountain forest? know, Google Maps wants me on this main route going through the tunnel, but I don't think I can even get there. I don't know if there's even a sidewalk. But whatever, there's a way around. I'll be fine doing this. These are probably some of the hottest and most humid days I've ever hiked through. Full sun exposure. I want these clouds to drift right overhead. Block the sun, it will cool significantly. Merging back onto the main route. I think this is Route 13. It's been a while since I've had a sit-down break. I desperately need something off my feet. There's a park about 100 meters just there, but it's one of those you can't get there from here type of situations. None of these roads connect on through, so this is going to be like a 2-kilometer walk around or something just to get to the park. I don't think I can do that. Hopefully there's something else coming up. Well, I did manage to find a slight shortcut, so instead of 2 kilometers to get to this little park, it was only about 1 kilometer. But there's a sign that says, I think the park's closed due to some toxins in the soils or something. But maybe over here, I just need to get out of the sun and get off my feet. Well, there's nowhere to sit down. This is all private property, corporate, industrial park, something. So I'm just making my way back to the trail. My feet are in pain. I need to sit down. It's been like 16 kilometers since the last time I sat. Just had a rain cloud pass over for about 20 minutes. Not too bad. And it cooled things off a little. The entire town is living in something no bigger than a 2-story house. And there's one 40-story building over there. What is going on with that thing? This is the town of Kaminoyama. I'm gonna stop into the 7-Eleven first, and then the hotel. Well, we finally made it to the hotel. Bounced in and out of the 7-Eleven. I was zigzagging my way up to where the hotel was at. It was nearby there, but there was like back roads and side alleys and tucked around behind private residentials. And I'm like, am I going the right way even? And then I kind of popped out and it's like, oh, there's the hotel, and it's kind of bounced right in. And somehow I ended up like on the back side of it, and I was in the hotel, like getting lost, winding around. I'm like, where's the front? Where am I supposed to check in? So I was getting all kinds of turned around. But I finally made it. This place is awesome. I think this is the place that was rated as like one of the top 10 best hotels in all of Japan, I think. I've looked at a lot of hotels lately, and I think this is the one I picked where it had that rating or something like that. I think this place is called Koyo Hotel? I can't remember exactly. But anyway, it is pretty fancy on the inside. The room is small and basic, and I got it on the cheap, so I'm just looking at, when I do my hotel shopping, as it were, I'm just looking for something cheap in the area that I'm looking to stay in, and just kind of landed on this one. So some random off-season pricing, I guess, but I think this place is usually kind of posh and on the expensive side. Anyway, I hate walking into places where it's like fancy and nice, and I smell terrible. Just days of drenched in sweat, and none of this is dried out, and it smells awful. So I'm always like trying to be really careful, not messing up the place with my presence. I gotta get cleaned up, and I'll check back on the backside. I'm all cleaned up in a nice air-conditioned room. Got plenty of food for dinner for tonight, and plenty of catch-up work to work on with the videos and whatnot. So I think this is gonna be it. And the heat, walking through the heat of the day after day, sleeping in a tent, never drying out, you're just soaked in sweat. That takes it out of you. It's been rough. We're over halfway to Sendai, and then definitely taking a 0 when we get there. I think that's it. I'm gonna get to work on some stuff, and we got a nice hotel breakfast in the morning. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning. I didn't get much sleep last night. Might be a rough day today, but we're only doing 17 kilometers, so we can slow roll it out of here a little bit. It's just based on availability of campgrounds as we kind of go through a mountain range in between here and Sendai. It's either like go around way up to the north or go down way around to the south. There is a very specific reason why I have to go through Sendai, but I'll leave that surprise for later. We got to see something just north of there. But I can't go too far south and around because I get a little close to a nuclear reactor that's a little unsafe to go near in the Fukushima area, so I can't go by that. So we're going to try to push through some mountain passes, and there's just kind of a region where there's nothing, so it's limited on camping availability. So it's only going to be a 17-kilometer day today to get set up to an area where I think I can stage and set up a tent. But weather should be good, cloudy and cool. I think the high is only like 24, so significantly cooler than it has been, which will be awesome. But we'll start out with a good hotel breakfast here and then check out at checkout time, which I think is 10, and we can take our time getting to where we need to for today. Oh man, that breakfast was amazing. That was awesome. They had it was a really cool setup, like in a huge banquet hall. I wish I could have stealthily filmed a little bit in there, but there was a lot of people moving around and getting food from the different stations, but it was awesome. They had a large like a glass container that had like a wall of honeycomb in it, so it was like actively dripping honey down out of the honeycomb and into like a little receptacle dish you can get the honey right out of. And they had like this huge cauldron of some kind of beef stew mixing that could feed like 200 people. Like, it was a really cool setup. But anyway, it was good getting that. I got about an hour before I got to get finished packing and get out of here. I may try to take a nap, but we'll see. But it's going to be, 17-kilometer day, so no real rush, but got to get moving at some point. Definitely got to check out by 10, and then we'll move on. Well, that was a lovely stay. That was the Hotel Koyo here in Kaminoyama. And now we're making our way, continuing out of town. Making a stop past Kaminoyama Castle. Simple little thing for a simple little town. The weather today is perfect for the middle of summer. Socked in, no sun intensity. High is like 24. I think it's going to be nice and cool tonight. I think tomorrow might also be a cool-ish day, and then it starts warming up back up. Kind of feel like I'm just sleepwalking today. I never did get that nap in. Hopefully I just pass out as soon as I get to wherever this potential place to camp is at that I'm aiming for. Hotel Alpha. It's giving off Love Hotel vibes. I think I've passed by like 6 places already today that were all Love Hotels. Passed by one sign that said Hotel Cha Cha. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely a Love Hotel. Coming up on a 7-Eleven. I can't remember if this was the last resupply chance or not. I'm gonna double check the route up ahead, but I'm gonna be pretty remote for the next couple of days, so at some point I do have to load up. Back at it after a nice lunch. Looking at what's coming up ahead, there is another 7-Eleven I can drop into right before camp. So I'm gonna load up there with some dinner supplies, I think is all I need, because that next morning there's a Lawson. So I can get a day and a half worth of stuff I think I'll need tomorrow morning, which will get me up and over and through the mountains to Sendai. Passing through the city of Yamagata on the east side of town. There's another love hotel. I think I've seen about a dozen today. I don't know what it is about this town. There's the 7-Eleven, last stop before camp. Just need to get something for dinner. Okay, I'm all set. We've got 2 kilometers left. Making my way up this little river valley. Lots of flat space. I don't know the legalities of pitching right here. The particular spot I'm aiming for looked like it had reviews where people had stayed before. But again, I'm not sure the legality of certain areas here and there. It's pretty though. Just a little bit further up is the spot I'm aiming for. This isn't the spot I was looking for, but this is pretty. It's nice and secluded. The Google route it wanted me to take was like through private property, no trespassing. So I don't know exactly how to get to where I'm aiming for at the moment. But I'm just wandering around. Well, I think this will work good enough. I don't think anyone's going to come down this end of the park area. Nice and well and secluded, tucked away in the trees. Nice sound of the water. Up that way just goes up to like private farmland with like a hedgerow that's kind of impassable, so I don't think anyone's going to be coming down those stairs. I like the color of my tent. From a distance it practically disappears even in an open field. So I think that's it for today. I'm probably going to be crashing out nice and early, try to get some good sleep. I'm usually better in my tent as far as sleeping goes anyway. But we're riding the foothills. Tomorrow's going to be up and through some mountains, so it'll be a lot of fun, a lot of uphill, a lot of switchbacks it looks like. Probably no shoulder, probably kind of sketchy. Hopefully the traffic is light. We'll just kind of see how it goes. But thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all in the next one.